guys, I just want to do a little chit chat with you guys about like breakups and relationships and just like knowing your self-worth and value in that. So I'm just gonna share my experience a little bit. So I was talking to this guy. We were talking or dating for like 2 months, maybe a little over 2 months, give or take a week or so, whatever. And we got physical pretty quickly. It was like infatuation, basically. And it was just like every time we saw each other, it was just like, boy, I can eat you up. But we got physical pretty quickly. But I remember like before I got into relationships, I was just like, I've always wanted to save sex for marriage. Like I made that commitment years before I even got into this relationship. Like and I remember I told him that, and he was kind of like all for it. Like he told me everything I wanted to.
Oh yeah, of course I'd wait for you. Not everything in a relationship is about sex.
And I was like, oh great, perfect, like we have the same mindset, just to find out like later on down the road. It was kind of like when I'd be like, I think we're getting a little too physical here, and if I'm trying to save sex for marriage, then I should stop putting myself in this type of situations, because I'm probably gonna end up having sex with you. He was trying to kind of like convince me to like, well, you know there's condoms and stuff like that, and you know what I mean, and when we're ready we could have sex. And
I never said when I was ready. I said when I was married. That's what we agreed upon.
and I told him that like 2-3ish weeks into talking, because I just didn't want to waste his time, and I didn't want to waste my time, because if you're not trying to save sex for marriage, I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you of that, because that's something you have to want for yourself. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if I'm trying to convince you or persuade you, then you don't really want to. You know what I mean? And in those times when I'm weak and when I'm struggling, for my purity and abstinence, then you won't mind. You won't mind, sliding in my panties, like, but you won't mind like helping me to break my vow, I'm pretty sure. So it was just like, I need someone that's of the same mindset. And for me, it was just very hurtful, because I had to break off the relationship, because I just felt like it was physical too fast, and we didn't even know each other. Like, we didn't get to know each other's flaws and stuff like that. And I felt like the physical part of the relationship just started to grow and grow and grow. Like, we did have good conversation, and overall it was a good relationship. Like, I love him till this day, like a brother. I love him like a brother in Christ. And he was Christian, so I thought we would be on the same level, but I guess not. Or he is Christian, I was. But yeah, and for me right now, I feel like I'm struggling accepting the fact that it was the right thing to do. Like, you shouldn't want to be in a relationship with someone that's gonna make you settle, with someone that doesn't respect your values, your morals, and is trying to convince you to do otherwise, is trying to convince you to settle. And I think the reason why that I'm having doubts is because, like, it's so nice to have someone that truly likes you for who you are, and to lose that, it's like, is there gonna ever be somebody else like that? Is there gonna be ever someone that likes me for who I am, that likes my body? Like, I think everybody wants to be wanted, you know what I mean? So is there gonna be ever someone that wants me? Like, and I feel like those are questions that are like, the devil keeps throwing at me, and it's like, Darcy, he's throwing at me like, you lost out, you missed out on your only person only because you didn't want to have sex before marriage. And it's just like, the devil has a way of doing that. And I didn't want to feed into the flesh. I knew the consequences that would follow if I broke that commitment, you know what I mean? And I know the joy and the peace I would have if I stuck to that commitment, and if I waited until marriage to have sex. And for me, I just wanted to share, like, don't let anyone make you settle. That is not love. That is lust. You know what I mean? Don't let anyone make you feel less than. And I think sometimes we settle because we don't really know our full worth. We don't really know our value. We don't really cherish ourselves. We don't see ourselves as like precious, and we don't see a lot of worth and value in us. Maybe a little due to society, a little due to maybe what we've been told. Maybe we're not pretty enough, not smart enough, whatever. But that could really affect us, and it influences our self-esteem. And I think that's why a lot of times, especially for me, that I know for sure, like that's why I was settling, because I just wasn't sure if I was ever gonna find somebody else again. And it's just like, well, hold up, think about it. If someone is trying to like convince you and persuade you to settle, and kind of throw out your morals and values and stuff like that, and I mean, I'm not saying if you've had sex before you're not a virgin anymore, you're immoral. And one other point, and don't be so scared and worried that they're gonna move on. Like, at the end of the day, if they're not the right person for you, then they're gonna move on regardless. Whether move on to fulfill their career or get married to somebody else, whatever, they're gonna move on with life, That's just the reality of it. So don't be so concerned if you hear like mutual friends or family telling you like, oh, this person moved on or whatnot, because like you have a purpose to fulfill. You have so much more to life. Don't let this stunt your progress. Don't let this stunt your growth. Don't let this stunt you from loving others and moving into a new relationship, a healthy one.